even when I'm down. Got my head in the clouds and my feet on the ground. I got big dreams, gonna make them. And welcome to the Genius Lab, where we have big dreams. We keep pushing forward to make them true. So today we're going to talk about organization. The last two podcasts were about motivation. And of course, we can be highly motivated and ready to kick ass and take names and actually not get anything done because we're so unorganized. We never get to the place where we lay things out and make it happen. One of the things that's really important about productivity is getting the fucking job done. So what I want to talk to you about today is organization. Now, in the 5-element system that we work with, organization is aligned with the element of earth, and earth is the element that contains opportunity. It's the element of stability. It's the element of abundance. It's the nurturing and the caring kind of energy. The thing that's really amazing about this is when you start to organize yourself, you automatically start to prioritize your intentions, okay? So you find out what things are most important, and then you organize in the structure of getting done what's most important. If you need money, what's gonna make you money? I always hear people come in, they go, "Oh, I need a website, I need to do a bunch of videos," which might be true, but you really need to get some fucking clients. And it doesn't always take websites and social media campaigns to get clients. Sometimes you got to get out there and talk to people face to face. So, the thing about organization is that depending on your dreams, to achieve what it is you want to achieve, it's important that you create the container that's strong enough to hold the vision. Okay? In other words, if your vision is to have 20 gallons of water, but you show up with a 5-gallon bucket, you've got a problem because the container isn't big enough to fit the need. So part of organization is creating the proper container for the vision that you have. Okay? And so it's important that you think about creating what it is you want, and then begin to organize your container so that it contains, or so that it can accommodate the desired outcome. So if I work with people oftentimes who are in the metaphysical world or the alternative health industry, and they're like, "Well, I'm going to be a massage therapist," which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. Thank God for massage therapists. I utilize them often. But the thing that happens is they go, "Well, I want to make $70,000 a year." And you go, "Okay, that's great. How much do you charge for a massage?" "Well, I charge $50. And I'm like, "Have you ever calculated how many freaking sessions you're going to need to do to make your 70 grand? And they're like, "Oh, wow, I never thought about it that way." So when you organize, you want to organize in a way. So once you realize you have a dilemma, you have a container, but you don't have the ability, you don't have the infrastructure to handle the dream. Okay. So what you want to do then is go, okay, so there's several different things. You can lower the bar and make 50 grand, or you can raise your price so that you can actually make 70 grand a year doing sessions. Or you can do sessions for $50 and one workshop a month and set the goal of getting 20 people at the workshop or 15 people at the workshop at $350 and teach something that will bring you the cash flow that you need. So you see, you can create it however you want, but the important thing is you've got to get organized and create the container so that you can fill that container and it will accommodate your vision. And vision we'll get into next. But right now we want to talk about what you need to do to create this container, to organize yourself. And one of the things that's really important about organizing is organizing your mind as well as your time. Okay. There are a million books out there, podcasts and videos, YouTube videos about organizing your time management. There's a bazillion. I mean, it's endless. Okay. So I'm not going to bore you with that, because basically find a look on a bunch of videos, or, I used to use the Franklin Day Planner, and I kind of still use that theory, although I use a different mechanism. I kind of follow that same model because I like it. And that is prioritizing your tasks. So you make a list of your tasks, and then you A, B, and C them. And A is you don't go to bed until they're done. B is once you get your A's done, you get on the B. And then C is like, if you're really productive and you kick some ass, you'll get to C. Otherwise, they go to the next day and they may become a B or an A, depending on what they are. So, and then of course, within the category, within the importance, with the A tasks would be A1 would be the first task that you need to accomplish, A2, so on and so forth. Now, this podcast was A5 yesterday, and I just lost track of time and got distracted and fucked up, and I did go to bed without doing it, but I am doing it first thing this morning. So anyway, so you want to organize your time and use the time management format that works for you. The second thing you want to organize, and I think this is the most important, or second most important, is you want to organize your goals or your what's most important to you. Okay. In other words, it's not exactly your tasks, but like, is work most important? Is home most important? Is relationship more important? And depending on your time of year, your frame of mind, the situations that are going on in your world, those are going to change. But if you determine what are the most important things for you, it will help you organize your task list. Okay. The other thing, and I think this is the most important thing to organize, is organizing your thoughts, organizing your mind. And that's the real focus of today. What do you think about? What do you spend time thinking about during the day? Yeah. So I know friends that, are social media freaks. And like from the moment the alarm goes off in the morning till the time that they fall asleep texting, they are doing Facebook posts, Instagram posts. I don't know what the other stuff is called, but there's like a ton of formats that these people are on, and they're doing little videos, they're doing little funny faces, they're doing all kinds of crazy shit, and they got like 4,000 apps on their telephone or on their cell phone. So telephone, that I'm dating myself. Anyway, so think about what you think about. Like, pay attention to what you think about, because what you think about, what you focus on, you feed. So the things that you think about will create more of whatever it is that you're thinking about. And I think that this is the most important, because if you're thinking about, your relationship, let's just say, and the most important thing for you is work, but you've got trouble at home, okay, you need to discipline your mind to take care of what is the most important thing and what is the most imperative priority, so that you can get shit done and support the time that you need to focus on whatever it is that is on your mind or trying to distract you. I get distracted by music all the time. I'll get a line for a song, I'll get a chord progression, I'll hear something and go, oh shit, I want to build something around that. And so for me, I have to really work on focusing my mind on getting done the things that are most important. And, You know, everybody's got the thing that distracts them. So if you get distracted, don't worry. Just refocus your mind and get on track. Now, one of the things that I've found to be very helpful is doing meditation in the morning. And I don't mean meditation like and you clear your head and you don't think of anything, because that for me does not work. What I find works really well is a thing called active imagination. And it's basically, another name for it is shamanic journey. Basically, you go into non-ordinary reality, you create what's called a power spot, you create this Carl Jung in active imagination calls it the meadow. It's a place of peacefulness and safety that where you put your consciousness into, and then you use that as your creative space. It's kind of like that's your blank canvas for the day, and you visualize your day actually unfolding in the morning, first thing, so you can prioritize what it is that's important to you and how to get what you want going, okay? So I found that to be really important in terms of organizing my mind. If you organize your mind, everything else falls into place. And if you don't organize your mind, nothing will fall into place. So think about organization. The last thing I want to just barely touch on, because it's like the most minor thing, even though most people spend their most time on it, and that's your workspace. Okay, there's a bunch of different theories about your workspace, organizing your workspace. I know a couple of attorneys that are very, very successful, and they literally have tables full of files all over their office. It looks like a fucking disaster. It looks like somebody took a file cabinet and just pulled everything out and threw it on a bunch of tables, and they know where every single file is, and they can find all the information they need at any given moment. And they say that this is an organization structure of a genius. You see people post pictures of their desk piled with shit, and they said, this is the working place of a genius, or an art studio or music studio where shit is flopping out everywhere. That drives me fucking crazy. Okay, I have to be organized. I have to be clean. And when things get cluttered, they drive me nuts. So whatever your style is, work your working space how it works for you. It's called a working space, right? So if it's cluttered and that clutter drives you nuts, then take an hour, clean the fucking clutter up, and get to work, okay? Create a space that is motivational for you. The things on the wall, whether you post little sayings or those little posters, that you can get at the picture store, motivation, kick butt and take names and whatever. I don't do that stuff, but I have things around that inspire me. So everywhere I look in my workspace, I'm inspired. If I'm at my desk where my office is, I have pictures of my ancestors who remind me to realize my greatness. I've got artifacts from my trips to Africa that remind me of that there's a much bigger world than my little space, and that I'm part of that bigger world. I put things around that will motivate me and inspire me. If I'm in the recording studio, I have guitars hanging on the walls. I have drums over in the corner, in two different corners. I have microphones that I intentionally leave out on stands because it's inspiring to me. It's like creation is right there. So, but the most important thing to focus on, and if you get anything out of this podcast, the thing that I would hope that you get from it is organize your mind. Because once you organize your mind, everything else falls into place. If you're focused, if you're clear, everything works out. And remember, clarity is power. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoy it. Think about organizing. Look at your workspace. Look at your schedule. Think about what you think about and organize your mind. And by all means, keep looking up.